crazy times we're in right now. This is very interesting. I don't think this has ever been seen in my lifetime. I'm talking with my parents and talking with some older friends, and this is unparalleled. I think unprecedented will definitely be the word of the month for what we're going through right now. I wanted to share some ideas and some thoughts on mindset today with you guys. I know a lot of people are in the point where they can't work out. Their gyms have closed down. There's a lot of resources out right now. A lot of sort of trainers, a lot of different groups are putting out home-based workouts. I definitely will be contributing to that as well and putting some stuff together for you guys. Nutrition, again, like I've been seeing some of the shopping carts, going through the grocery stores, and it seems when situations like this arise, people are going straight for the chips and the cookies and Oreos, along with all the toilet paper. But really try to keep your nutrition on point. We do have a lot of time right now where you're inside, you're thinking, like, start thinking about some of those different meals, start thinking about, like, how can you make your food prep a little bit more convenient. Those are some great ways to spend your time right now. And I'm going to be putting some videos together on food prep ideas. I'm going to put some together on home workouts and stuff, but today I do want to talk about mindset. During all this and for the past little bit, I know that something I've been dealing with a lot is those sort of rising levels of anxiety, the rising levels of stress. I'm fit, I'm healthy, I'm relatively young, 41 years old. Generally, I'm not in that sort of catchment area of concern for the virus, but I am concerned about the social upheaval. I am concerned about the financial implications of all this. I'm worried about where my kids are going to be at school in terms of the students that I teach, but also for my own children. We're missing out on a lot of time here. I've had to cancel all my client sessions. There's a lot of stress that's sort of embedded in this whole scenario. And I want to just draw upon a couple things that I talked about with a counselor earlier this week, and she brought up some really, really great points. They're called thinking traps, and thinking traps are these things that our mind sort of gets stuck in. It's kind of like when you're out riding somewhere, you're riding a bike or something, your wheel gets stuck in a rut, and it just can be one of those things that if you're not conscious about it, you don't do something to actually pull yourself out, your mind can just continue through that. So these thinking traps, there's three main ones that I want to share with you guys today. There's about 9 or 10 depending where you look, and there's lots of information available online, but the three that I want to focus on, the first one is called catastrophizing. And catastrophizing is where we kind of expect and picture the worst possible scenario. That is very similar to the second thinking trap, which is called fortune telling. And fortune telling is, again, predicting a worst case scenario for the future, often a very negative one, and then believing that that is what's going to happen and allowing your mind to spin out of control in that idea that this is what's coming next. And the reality, guys, is that we have no idea what's coming next. It could be really negative. It could be very positive. Most likely it's going to be a mix of both. But allowing ourselves to get stuck in these sort of thinking sort of holes or these traps again is just not beneficial. Okay, it's something we really have to sort of be aware of and guard against. And that awareness, and by guarding, it's sort of, as our mind starts to go down, it's taking that second, take a deep breath and be like, wait a second, I'm catastrophizing right now. I'm fortune telling right now. I don't know that this is going to happen, so I can pull back a little bit from it. So the next one I want to talk about, guys, is called filtering. This is where we magnify the negatives. Right? We're looking at all the bad things that are happening. We're just focusing so much on that. We're filtering our perspective towards the negatives that are happening. And the other end of that is that we minimize the positives. We're not seeing all those things that are occurring right now that are really positive. So a great video of a guy in France. I have some family in France, and it was a guy dressed up as Batman walking through the streets handing out toilet paper to people that were in need. Again, something so silly, so insignificant, but it shows the goodness in people. And I think if we can start to focus on some of that stuff, as well as being aware of the different things that are going on, but we can't minimize those positives. We can't minimize the community that's being built. The people that are singing together in Italy in quarantine, the people that are looking after their neighbors are offering their help or their vehicles for pickups and offering themselves for service in any way that they can in these tough times. We have to sort of really look at these ideas and see the positives that are happening, and sort of take some sort of solace in that. Take some sort of comfort in that this is also occurring. Okay, so, guys, if you want the negatives, they're there. Flip on your news feeds, flip on, any social media sort of outlet that you're looking at, any sort of media outlet, it's all there. We're being bombarded with the negatives. Don't get caught up in it. It's unknown. We don't have control over this. There's no control over the future, and it's just something that we really need to be aware of. So we really have two choices. We can either view this with fear, or we can view this in terms of what's going on. So anyways, guys, right, be positive. Stay active as much as you can. Try to get out for walks, get out for runs. If you have, workout equipment at home, use it. Now is a great time to work on your mobility and your stretching, and really just try to stay positive. Anyhow, well, guys, that's it for now, and we'll talk to you soon.